Hey everybody, I think I'm live. Let's go. Let's go get a game against Johnny B. Let's do it. Today we're playing a best of 7, 3-0. A lot of strong players right now in live chess, actually. A lot of really strong players. Hikaru's playing right now. Andraken's playing right now. Okay, so we're gonna switch. We are playing 3-minute against Johnny B with standard chess. And it is rated. And here we go. It's a chess rivals. Let's do it. I got my Joe here, so I don't computer rage out. You know when you computer rage. You ever been there? Done that? Yeah. No, you get it. Yeah, my mama, she told me don't worry about your size. She said boys like a little more booty to hold at night. And I don't a Bobby doll. All right, we've been here before. Like I said, Johnny's a creature of habit. He likes playing the same stuff. He likes playing the same stuff as much as he can because he knows his stuff well. So it's understandable. And right now we're going for an awkward hedgehog weirdness. Awkward hedgehog weirdness. I think that might be the official technical term. So when he gets e5, I'm going to have some trouble, right? When he gets e5, I'm going to have some trouble, and I'm already going to be getting a little bit down on time. But let's try to prepare to use the d4 square when possible. I think after d3, I'm supposed to just take on c3. John and I actually had a game in this line at the World Open many moons ago, 2007, back when I was a real chess player. We were both young international masters, so innocent, playing in our 100th World Open. No, I'm kidding. But seriously, the young American players who've known each other, we all played like the same tournaments over and over and over again. So he wants e5, right? Johnny Boy wants e5. He wants to kick that pony. Understandable, but not something I'm happy about. So let's do something weird. Let's put that knight on d4, shake things up just a bit. But yeah, we played, I think I ended up losing that game, or it was a draw. I actually don't remember. You can look it up. World Open, I believe 2007 again, but I'm not 100% sure. Because I'm old. I'm old, people. Don't always remember the things I should. I feel like that sounds like the beginning of a Cat Stevens song. Or should I say Yusuf Islam? It's not time to make a change. Just relax, take it easy. You're still young, that's your fault. There's so much you have to go through. Find a girl, settle down. If you won't, you can marry. Look at me. I am old, but I'm happy. Down. I was once like you are now, and I know that it's not easy. Oh, my email was open. Close that up. To be strong. Oh, what is it? Strong when you found something going on. Bow. Take your time. Think a lot. Think of everything you've got. You will still be here tomorrow, but your dreams may not. Bow down, down, down. Bow down, down, down. How can I try to explain? When I do, he turns away again. It's always been the same old story. From the moment I could talk. Oh, he's bringing the queen back. He wants to get jiggy with it. Well, I'm not thrilled about your attitude right now, Mr. Bartholomew. Here's what I think about your attitude. Okay? Not happy about it. He's going to play 94. Uh-oh. You will still be here tomorrow, but your dreams may not. Okay. If I play king back and he takes and I shake and we bake, it doesn't always work out that well. But let's try rook d4. I never realized how much I love that song. That's called Father and Son, right? From Cat, from the old Catman. So he's going for this. But what's the big deal? I'll tell you what. I'm going to tell you what, Jimbo. I don't see the big deal, all right? I know you've been worried about it, boy. And I'm telling you, I ain't worried about it, all right? I understand. I understand that you want to have an attack on me. I get it, all right? No discovered check for you, boy. Ooh, F5. F5, takes. Get a little check. Actually, no, just get a little jiggy with it over here. This doesn't seem like his best effort he's ever had so far. And that's because, uh-oh. He's not even threatening anything, is he? Yes, he is. How can I try to explain? When I do, he turns away again. It's always been the same old story. From the moment I could talk, I knew not to listen now. It's always been the same. What am I doing? I can't move for some reason. How did I not win that game? Bruh, man, that was weird. Oh, wow, I don't even remember hitting rematch, but it's happening. The rematch is on. A little Scandinavian. No, Johnny B wants more. He wants the whole thing. We'll go for this. Indeed, he plays what I like to call the Georgian special. The Georgian special, and I like to play weird things against the Georgian special. That's my thing. That's like the, uneducated American special. That's me. Yeah, I get it. Oh, wait, am I just losing or something? Not ideal. Hashtag not ideal. Oh, I should have played knight h3 at least. Oh, man. Well, maybe he'll take a ton of time trying to checkmate me. I just don't know how I didn't win that game. I can't blitz right now. I need to work on the old blitzing. The old blitzing affair. Like I said, the only hope in a game like this is that he takes so much time that he ends up not winning, and then somehow I win, luckily. But that's blitz, right? But okay, I mean, obviously I blundered the whole... even knight h3, takes, check up, check, king over. At least he doesn't have bishop f5, forcing me to king b3. So he's going to go for that, but I'm not exactly sure what the super strong follow-up is, if anything. Not exactly sure what his super strong follow-up is. Maybe I'll take the bishop. Yeah, I was going to say, I might just take that bishop if he's not mating me. I'm up a pawn, right? Wow. What should I do? Play queen e1? Queen e2? How can I try to explain? When I do, he turns away again. It's always been the same old story. Oh no, wow. I didn't see that he was threatening bishop c2, which is mate. I calculated this, but I thought I could take here and then get developed. Bishop c2 is checkmate. Oh man. Wowzers. That is an unhealthy blunder on my part. Especially after he took so much time and didn't come up with anything. I should have just played a3 and gotten the king out, huh? I mean, I'm still worse, but at least it's more of a game. Now I'm down the old piece, right? So what's his next move? He's going to play knight a5 check. I assume I have to like try to get my pieces developed here. I mean, yeah, he's going to go for this, and I'm pretty sure that I'm just going to be having to make that old queen trade, and be in a lost endgame. He's going to checkmate me with knight a5. It's not going to be fun town. I don't know where he's going with that guy. Whoa. From the moment I could talk, I was ordered to listen now. Huh. I don't know. It didn't seem like an ideal decision by me. Bad chess by both of us right now. Just sloppy. I mean, like one side blowing good positions after another. So, I know what you guys are thinking. That was ugly. And you're right. That's what chess rivals are all about. Okay? I don't know what just happened. I get in these 3-0 time scrambles, and I feel like I'm just... It's funny because he always thinks I'm faster than him. But I'm just laughing here. Even here, I was like up time, right? Almost. If I had taken there, maybe it wouldn't have been. Maybe it wouldn't have been so easy for him. Okay, but yeah, I was just losing out of the opening and really difficult for him to figure it out in 3-0. I almost had a practical gain because of that. But this was a blunder because I thought I had calculated something that wasn't true. So, better moves, I don't know. A4, create that luft for the king, and then knight A3. That seems like it would have been a better decision, right? Possibly A4 would have been the better idea, but here I'm just losing, and somehow he really lost his way in this middle game because he's just up a piece and there really shouldn't be too much. But this was kind of a bad plan, and all of a sudden he realized that if he moves the knight anywhere, I'm actually trapping the bishop, right? If he moves the knight back or anywhere, I'm going to play b4 at some point, and this bishop is out of squares. After the knight goes to b6, so that's why he went for the old Sacktown. But then here it's like I thought I was going to get a win. He went for this, and I'm going for the c4 pawn. I guess the blunder there, I should have just taken the knight and then taken on c4. Yeah, avoiding giving him the passed h pawn. That would have been so much better. But okay, nice thing about our new layout here. I hope you like it. You can see the timestamps, how much time each person has moved. I guess I'll go for this again. What the heck? Do I want to go for the... No, 94 at first I realized. That's what... I realized that afterward. 94 was bad last time because he hadn't played Rook E1 yet. You have to play 94 after Rook E1. And now we're in the main line of this 94 idea being like another option for black as far as a way to play against the hedgehog, Maroczy bind type of structure here. And this is the game, not exactly this line, but this is the game that John and I had from the World Open 2007. It was this line, 94 after Rook E1. Like I said, back when I was a real boy. John's still a real boy. He's still fighting the good fight, going to become a grandmaster. I never play. That's why I love following John's YouTube channel, because you get to see all of his thoughts and analysis on his tournaments that he's playing in. But all right, down one game right now. Not ideal the way the games have ended, and just a messy affair by both players, really. But let's see if we can play some high-quality chess and get this game. So if bishop f6 takes a5, move the queen. He has e5 in a lot of those positions you have to watch out for. I feel like probably the best thing to do is to get this queen over here to b8, where she's now kind of tucked away from the tactics, and I can play bishop f6 without worries about these e5 shots. Because one of the reasons why that e5 shot works is because the bishop is undefended. Like, you can't take there because the bishop takes it. So now this is a little more of a typical kind of hedgehog affair. Rook e8, playing some solid moves. If he pushes the b pawn, of course, the c pawn is falling, so that's part of the idea. The problem here is, do I want to be aggressive with the bishop on f6 and try to shoot for d5 earlier than later? Like, sooner rather than later? Or do I want to just play bishop f8? Now bishop f6 is even more tempting because the knight has no defense. Bishop f6 followed by d5 is really tempting, actually, because if he takes, I get the e-file, right? How can I try to explain? When I do, he turns away again. It's always been the same old story. Yeah, I mean, d5 kind of feels okay. I also could have tried to build on the tension a little more, like knight c5, because then you're threatening to take on d4 and knight takes b3. I feel very comfortable in these hedgehog positions, but I don't know that they're the best blitz weapon. I mean, you can see from the two games we played, even the one that we drew or whatever, where I felt like I had winning chances. I was up on time in that game too. So hopefully I can stay up on time in this one. I'm comfortable in these positions, but like I said, are they the best blitz weapon? I don't know. If I take there, he has to take with the bishop, because otherwise he loses the knight. But I'm not sure I get anything there. So I'm going to take here first. And now I'm going to take here and bring that king up. And now if I take there, he takes, I take on e1, he takes, I give check, he moves. It's all interesting, right? So let's try this. He takes it. Now I'm going to give this check, followed by knight e5. Ooh, wait, but he goes there. Is that a bad move for him? I don't know. He's definitely in a risky. Uh-oh, unless I just risked it because I wanted that biscuit, right? Who knows? Now, we both have a lot of messiness going on here. There's a whole lot of mess going on. Boom. He missed that. Well, that position I played well from start to finish, honestly. I mean, it was a decent hedgehog, and this f3 move, even though it stopped my immediate idea, which was when I went for this line, I had the idea of checking, and then the knight comes in here, and I go to town on the light squares. But this move stopped the immediate threats, but it didn't really cause or cure the overall problem, which was that his king was weak. So okay, nice to play well. Let's keep going, right? Let's keep going. Let's get that rematch on. Let's get that rematch on. We'll go back for e4. I expect he'll go back to old number one. No, he doesn't want old number one. So I'll go to my regular stuff instead of playing these terrible fantasy f3 lines. I'll play my regular approach against the old Karo Khan, Panov Podvinic. This isn't supposed to be so great, now is it? But I guess this is fine for him. We'll go for this positional transition. 2 knights versus 2 bishops with the Panov structure in play, right? Which is this massive pawn storm that I have. The majority on the queen side. So black has the bishop pair, and he's got play on the king side. I believe I played a game. I don't know why today's the day of Danny remembering the games when he was actually a real chess player, but I believe I played a game in the Spice Cup against Eugene Perelstein, also a grandmaster, also someone who does videos for us from time to time. And in that game against Eugene, I eventually lost as well. Most of the games I remember just happened to be losses. Hey, look at that. We wouldn't want to change it up on Chess Rivals, would we? But the position was, we spent some time analyzing it afterwards, me and Eugene, and I think the position was fine for me. We both agreed that white had an edge. I mean, positionally, the whole point is you have this sort of 3-on-2 edge, right? You have a positional edge on the queen side, and black is fighting for compensation against that. But now he's going for undermining my d-pawn. I would love to go b5. He takes, I take, right? One of the issues is if I establish b5, this whole thing is getting undermined here. So I like this. I like this position. If I can play b5 and undermine the c-pawn and take on d5, good things could happen. He's going to allow it, but he doesn't really have a choice, let's be honest, right? He couldn't really stop it. So here we go. And now he's either going to let me take or he's going to try to pin the pawn. Interesting. Because I can just take here. I can take, and if he takes, I have knight to b6. I'll do it. I will call his bluff. If he takes, I could also take with the queen, and then if he attacks, still play knight b6. But why not knight b6 immediately and then go get the d pawn next, right? So I think a4 was sort of a kamikaze. It looks like it causes some dysfunction, but I don't know that it really does. I don't know that it really does or that it really did. Let's go into b6 and see where he wants to put that rook. So now what's interesting is, do I try to defend the d pawn because I'm better? No, I think I should just go for this. I think I should roll the dice, because if he takes d4, do I not have c7? He either takes with the queen and I win the bishop, or yeah. So he saw that too, and he's like, "Uh-oh, I don't like my position at all." That's what he just said. He said, "I don't like my position at all. I gotta back up." But now I'm gonna get these pawns going, I hope. That would be the old goal. Am I not just playing d5 now? And then c6? Uh-oh. Didn't see that coming. Okay, now what? Play g3? That would be the only way I could lose this game, would be blundering into some kind of mate here, huh? Okay, he goes for it. I think that loses his rook. Yes, please. Yeah, I don't think he had anything. You guys got one of these? You got one of these Mr. Coffees over here? Oh man, keeps your mug warm from when you're just chatting away in a chess video, and it's like, man, I had coffee. Oh my god, it's still warm. Hashtag winning at life. All right, well, John's been playing some openings a little bit different than he normally does with the Caro-Kann. I'm surprised he went away from old number ones, right? The old Scandinavian and the old whatever, because he tends to destroy me in those. But yeah, that's the other reason why he's a tough matchup for me, because I just don't do well against those openings. That's just the honest truth. And I decided after all of this stuff that I would actually like try to work on that, you know, try to work on those openings. I decided that like mentally, and you know, when I decide that I'm going to try to get better at something, that's like a 5-year plan. So have I been working on it? The evidence of the chess rivals suggests a no. But I have a plan, a 5-year plan, to work on my work on the old approach to the Scandinavian. What's he gonna do? Give me the bishop pair? No, he's gonna play. He wants to play knight c4. I don't even know that I care. I really care. All right, fine, do it. Go for knight c4. Yeah. I didn't really buy it either. F5's kind of a typical break in this idea because you get the double pawns early, so you don't really have a lot of choice in the matter. You know what I mean? You kind of need to go for that. Well, I can win a pawn, but that'd be giving him a big pass d-pawn. I'm not thrilled about that idea. I think I'll just play the simple move, right? Just back up. If he wants to take and undouble the pawns, great. I've got the bishop here now. And that dark square bishop, she is opened. She's opened. My bishops are ladies. You know why? Because I'm anti-establishment, and I believe in power. Power to both. I believe that we should have more female, cleric. I'm literally going. I know I'm going out of my expertise here. Like, Danny, don't get too religious or political, right? Well, he found a way during my distracted moment to. He found a way to say, not so fast. I'm not just going to let you undouble those pawns yet. Good for him, actually. I should have taken on e4 and then done the same thing. Instead of rook a7, I should have taken on e4 and then did exactly what I just did. But I didn't. So now, will I suffer the consequences? We shall see. But yeah, my bishops are ladies. They're real in touch with the feminine energy. The feminine energy that should rule the world, but instead male energy runs the world. You know what I'm talking about. That's why we have so much war. Let's get the feminine energy going, right? Let's get the bishops. Bishops are now feminine. Ooh, interesting. I feel like I'm getting outplayed here. I feel like I need to pull it together. Pull it together and find a good move. I don't know. I don't like what's happening. I don't like it. I feel like I let a good position go bad the moment I didn't take on e4. That was a huge mistake. Should have taken on e4. At least now I can sack the exchange if need be. Whoa. Now I finally get to undouble that pawn, huh? Should I sack the exchange? I don't know. Something in me says no. I'm gonna go for it. Made it myself. All right. Well, that's gonna be a gamer. I don't know what I'm doing. All right, resign. What am I doing? Oh man, yeah, I lost a hold of things. Everybody, right here, he had misplayed the opening, big time. And back in this position, although the rest of this was really clear, honestly, like without time pressure being a factor, I don't think black is any worse in that exchange sack, and that's a fact. But in this position, there was just no reason to. Like I had established everything I need. Just take here. Take here, he has to take with the rook, develop the bishop with tempo, and then get things out. And again, the position is still like roughly equal. He's got this positional bind over here a little bit, but the bishop pair should be good enough for some some pressure, and I allowing e5 and keeping the pawns doubled, not only to give him this pawn, but it left me with the dysfunction of having this bishop not in an ideal position, and so that was a big mistake. And after that, I started taking more time, which I think ultimately led to losing the game, because the truth is, again, this position here, and maybe I could have done better. Maybe I should have left the tension and done something, but like this position here is totally fine for black. King g7, play h5 and h4. I felt like I rushed things a little bit in my excitement to undouble the f-pawns if I'm going into the old thought process here. And this exchange stack, again, like if this is this is totally fine. We're just kind of playing tickle. I probably shouldn't trade rooks. I should make it a little harder, but okay. But that's what she wrote, and we are in a position of a 2.5 all tie. We'll go back to e4. We'll see if he wants the Caro again, or if he goes back to old number 1. He goes back to old number 1. All right. Sort of expected, right? He goes back to old number 1. The Scandinavian doesn't want to mess around with that Caro anymore. I'm going to play the line I did last time. So, but once he commits e6, now I don't have to worry about bishop g4. So I do get a slightly better knight development out, right? I'm going to play my knight out to f3, and okay, it's just a regular Scandinavian, but at least I have the more active development of my knight. Preferred, right? It's preferred. Now we have this tactic, I think. If he takes and bakes, that's a big old loss of material in the center, I think. Although he does have just bishop to b7. Yeah, I guess my tactic isn't anything special after all. Although if he plays bishop b7, did I have knight takes f7? I might have. That would have been sweet. Either way, it doesn't matter, because we didn't get any of that. What we did get was a loss of my pawn. Now, why did I think this was fine for me? Should I just play naturally and kind of call his bluff a little bit? Ooh, so I'm going to get the bishop here if I want it, right? Knight c6, queen d1, knight e7, knight e7, rook takes, he gets knight to d5. Knight c6, queen d1, rook takes. Interesting stuff. I'm not thrilled anymore about going for the queen trade, right? Because all right, but I don't know if I have a choice. I mean, I'm down a pawn because of the d4 pawn being lost. Clearly, there's some pressure here, but I'm gonna take back on d1 rather than take e7 immediately and clarify his situation. I'm gonna try to build a little bit on the pressure here. And instead of removing my powerful knight from c6, try to build on the tactics. Okay, but he recognizes that that might be an idea, and so he's like, all right, well, no big deal, he says. All right, let's take and go here. If he takes it, we take it, and now we're going to have to back up, I think. Right, no other way to be tricky and keep that knight on c6 that I can see. So he's going to go try to get a second pawn. And again, it all makes sense. I am going to try for something a little bit tricky on the king side. Time pressure is commencing. Oh, why did I do that? I don't know. It was unnecessary. I should have just taken, I think, on e7. But now we're getting in trouble. What's he doing? I don't even know. Ah, that was stupid. I have to find some way out, but I don't have a way out. He's got me in a bind. So I tried to create that scenario. Resigns. All right. Well, that was a tough loss. Little bit of a role reversal there, right? I was maybe better, and then he outplayed me instead of me being a little better out of the opening and getting slowly Bartholomewed. But okay, we'll go back to the hedgehog where or that interesting kind of weird Benoni type structure we just had. Both are certainly possible. Looks like we're going to go for the old number one in John's heart. And that is the hedgehog. We'll see what line he prefers today. If he wants d4 or if he wants, okay, he wants d4. He wants d4 rather than rook e1, knight e4, as we saw. Yeah. Yeah. Play h6. Ooh, he just takes it, huh? A little bit unexpected, actually. But maybe not bad for him. He's playing faster. I feel like he just told himself at some point, I need to play faster. Right? We'll go for this. If he plays b3, I'll play d5 and take advantage of the pin. If he takes d7, I'm going to trade, play knight to c5, and then take on c3 and double the pawns. And I'm actually a little better. It's kind of a typical little hedgehog trick. Even being down the pawn, I think I'm a tiny bit better. Maybe that's a little extreme. It should be equal, I guess. But so if I play bishop a6, he can defend the pawn. If I take it, he takes it with the bishop, and then I play knight to a4. I'm going to end up winning all my pieces back, right? So I guess we'll go for that. He's probably going to play rook d7, though. Indeed. And I'm going to try to hold on to the pawns for a minute. Just for a minute. I promise I won't do it forever. Just 1 minute, right? That's what my 3-year-old daughter does now. Dad, just for a minute? She's learned what later means. Because when she wants something, we say later, right? She's like, Dad, I want like later. Later means today, but not right now. That's right. And tomorrow means the next day after sleep. That's right. So every time you say, like, can I have a piece of gum? You can have it later. When? After dinner. Later means today, but not right now. That's right. Later means today, but not right now. It's like just her reminding us that I am going to get what I want, and there's very little you can possibly do about it, is what she's saying. I guess we'll go for this pawn with the bananas. I am going to get what I want, and there's very little you can actually do about it. And you're like, yes, that's kind of the truth. I guess let's take here and then take here. So, in case you're ever wondering what later means, Danny's 3-year-old daughter has taught you what later exactly means. Later means today, but not right now. That is correct. how to go after the a-pawn, because I'm definitely much better here. Oh, I'm just up a clear pawn, so of course I'm better, but have to play fast. There's still tactics that can occur. I guess he's going to give check, but I'm going to pre-move taking here just in case I'm wrong, yeah. And now the question is, how do I want to deal? Interesting. I guess I can just go for the rook ending, right? Maybe that's not the best, actually, but too late. Go here. I don't think that was a good move either. All right, well, somehow that took me longer than it probably should have to win, but what matters is we are down to the wire in this Chess Rivals. Down to the wire. Winner take all. Final game. Right? If we draw, then I guess we're tied. If we draw, then it continues. Have we ever had a tied Chess Rivals? This would be one of the first ever, right? As far as I know, I think this would be the first ever tied Chess Rivals. So if indeed that happened, I think we just have to play till somebody wins a game, like the next decisive game wins, right? I'm going to develop quickly here and call the bluff on the expansion of b5. And he says, I accept. So now what I would really like is some sort of immediate tactics on e6, on f7, all kinds of stuff. Let's get a big win in the last game here. Let's get a big win and end the Chess Rivals losing streak, right? First step. If you can't do what you can't if you only do what you already know how to do, right? If you only do what you can, you will never be more than you are. I'm pretty sure that's a Kung Fu Panda pro tip. If you only ever do what you know you can, you will never be more than that what you know you are, right? Hashtag deal with it. Deal with the knowledge. If knight takes f7, takes e6. We've been here before. We've been here in these crazy tactics before, and they don't normally work out for me, do they? That's the bottom line truth. Okay, is knight e2 the idea? If knight e2 takes, queen takes, there I can take there. Knight e2 at least keeps more pieces on the board. Okay, he wants it. I guess he wants it. Maybe I'm missing something. Not missing anything. I guess he just thinks it's a simple way to equalize. Ah, and he is threatening c5. If takes, queen up c5, queen moves, he wins a piece. He wins the bishop. Very, very sneaky, yeah? But I can take and then play knight to g3 and guard the pawn that way. And if he plays c5, then c3, and if knight c5, then I would have played queen to g4. So I'm preparing exactly that with queen out to g4. Ooh, he's going to allow it. I think he should have played queen g5 there. I don't think that was good for him, because now this knight h5 move is coming in a hurry, right? Knight h5 followed by a rook lift. Do I hop on that elevator? Do I hop on that elevator and climb the ladder? Huh. Certainly a possibility. I think I will hop on the elevator. I'll even do it right away before revealing the hand of where I want my pony. I'm going to hop on the elevator immediately. And now bring the pressure. That was probably a mistake by me, though, to allow that. So unless there's some kind of immediate attack here. If knight in, he plays knight to g6, only move. Knight takes g7, king takes h5. Again, it's all interesting. But I feel like I should be a little more cautious. I feel like I'm going to play a little bit of scaredy cat chess here. I don't see an immediate win, so that's why. That's why I'm being a scaredy cat, because I didn't see any kind of immediate way to win with the attack, so why do it? Now I'm going to go for this. And if he takes, I'll take, and I'm going to bring the knight into f6. Ooh, wait. He just says, all right, fine. Okay, fine. Go then. Fine then. I will then. Go then. Go on. I didn't see that. Oh, things just got real here. I'm going to go for the gambit. I'm going to gambit the pawn and go for a crazy attack. And again, I know I probably should not have done that. But it's Blitz, and I envisioned myself just losing this endgame anyway to John in a time scramble. That's what I envisioned. It was a glimpse into my future. And I said, well, I'm going to lose on time anyway. Let's do something wild. Oh, I thought I was mating him. No! Resigns. Darn it. Went down with the smoking gun. What happened there? What happened there, right? Seemed really dangerous for him. A lot of pressure. I guess I just blundered this. Bishop b4 was premature. I blundered knight to g6, forking the pawns. So if I play h5 first, definitely a different scenario. Preventing the knight and then continuing. But white's definitely better here. How much better, I don't know. But the other thing I could have done, maybe I should have gone for this whole idea with knight h5 and then take here. Oh wait, he couldn't even play knight g6 anymore because I could take it. So if he played g6, I was hopping in. Oh my gosh, look at that. One move away, just like a different knight h5. Which wasn't as strong before he had played h6. I just totally forgot that he couldn't play knight g6 anymore. Knight h5, he goes here. Now we get the check, and we get to continue to roll on. The game isn't over, but this is the kind of attack that white wants, and black is on the defensive. So that was fun. That was a wild chess rivals. That was a very close match. Both sides, I think, had their chances to win more than they should, maybe lose more than they should. So we tip our hat to John as usual. But I really think that this was a good position for me here, right? So knight h5, or at least h5, not blundering knight g6. So where things went wrong was right here. I blundered knight to g6. And, again, I was thinking that maybe something like f4, and he has to take with the queen, because if he takes with the knight, you give check. And I calculated this, and I thought, okay, like maybe I can play this way, but I had like 30 seconds, and he had, like 40 seconds, and I was like, right? I'm probably going to lose that endgame, if not on the board, then on time. So I made the decision that I would see if he would blunder, like by keeping the queens on the board and the potential for an attack. But in the end, I blundered, and he got a mating net on me. So in review, a really close position here. I think I lost my focus on how the potential of what my position had on the king side. Should have either played h5 to keep the clasp on that knight being not the greatest piece, or just gone for the attack. And honestly, knight h5 is really 100%. Looks like a phenomenal move, because it was something that wasn't that strong before he made this move h6, which really wasn't a very good move. Now with the bishop on c2 preventing knight to g6, knight h5 is a real strong threat. And that's what I missed, or that's what we both missed, because I think that he played h6 in a position where he didn't quite know what to do, right? So he played h6, and then I played bishop c2, and he quickly moved, and all of a sudden knight h5 would have been really strong. So, all right, good lesson, good, interesting, instructive moments for everybody, and probably offended a few people, and that's awesome, right? I'm not just talking about singing Cat Stevens, right? All right, everybody. Peace out. Love and happiness.